Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Karen Rice. This tutorial I hope will give you inspiration of painting your own Christmas cards in watercolour. I'm going to be painting these cute little baubles and I'm going to show you the techniques I used to paint them, and hopefully it will encourage you to paint along or to create your own Christmas card using those techniques. So shall we get started? This is the gorgeous reference photograph I will be using. I'm going to slightly change the colours and you can do that also, and I'll talk a little bit about that as I paint along. These are some of the materials I'm going to be using. A full list of these materials along with Amazon links can be found in the description below. Just click show more. I've drawn the baubles, and what you can do is you can draw around a circular object. I'm applying masking fluid. If you don't have any masking fluid, you can put white paint or even gold or silver paint on at the end of the painting. I'm using a very small brush to apply the masking fluid, and I protected it with liquid soap. It's just to show all this lovely decoration, and you could make the baubles, the cards, very personal by putting names on them to the person that you're sending it to, or your name, whatever works for you. It's just so nice to personalise these Christmas cards. Once your masking fluid is dry, just wet your background with a large size 10 brush. Then I've mixed up a mixture of Cobalt Blue, and I'm just painting this in the background, wet on wet, just carefully around those baubles. Once you've completed the background, use some sea salt and sprinkle it on the damp background so that the salt soaks up the paint and it looks like little snowflakes once it's dry. Wow, look at that. My painting has dried and look what that sea salt's done. It looks like snow. I'm so pleased with it. I'm mixing up a little bit of red here and I'm painting these little berries wet on dry with my size 2 brush. If you'd like longer tutorials with lots more voiceovers, lots more tips and techniques and drawing templates, just click the link in the top right hand corner and it will give you more details about my Patreon membership. As you can see here, I've mixed up some green and I'm painting the foliage wet on dry with my size 2 brush. I'm going to paint each individual bauble wet in wet, so I'm wetting the surface first, and you can mix up whatever colours you fancy. I'm mixing up some greens and I'm going to paint one that's red, and the other one's going to be like a golden yellow colours, and you can just drop the colours in, wet into wet. Try to keep that highlight in the centre and paint creamier paints at the bottom and around the edges to create that dark tonal shadows as well. Make sure your painting is dry before you remove your masking fluid. I'm using framing tape sticky side down just to pull it off, but you could use your thumb or a rubber. I'm now actually painting little darks and details on the bauble using my size 2 brush, wet on dry, with greys and violets and the colours that are just in the palette, just to create some colour harmony. On the decoration, on the baubles themselves, you can be very creative. I'm just using the colours in my watercolour palette, but you could use little stick-on, little sparkly bits, or glitter, or gold, or silver, or any sort of iridescent paints. I'll leave it up to you. I'm sure you could probably find something in your crafty cupboards or something decorative, even using old Christmas cards. You know, I've recycled them from the year before, and you can sort of add to it even. So I'd love to hear about it as well. If you've done anything like that, it'd be great to hear, to share ideas. I'm just putting in some little berries on this right hand bauble here with my size 2 brush, really just playing around with ideas, but you can be so creative here. I always like to finish off my paintings with darks and details. That's just what I'm doing now, putting tiny little cast shadows on the berries here and underneath the baubles, just to really make them look a little bit more 3D, and just using some of the greys in the palette, even if you just use Payne's grey, just for those little darks and details. Just to finish off, I'm giving my little painting a spatter with my size 2 brush, just some white gouache that I've had a little bit of water to, but you could use white paint, and just spatter all over the baubles just to look like snow, and gives it a very Christmassy feel. I've finished it there, and I've removed my framing tape so it gives it a really nice white border. I really hope you've enjoyed this tutorial and it's inspired you to create some Christmas cards of your own using watercolours. If you have any questions about this tutorial, please put them in the comments section below. I would love to hear from you. If you'd like to see more tutorials like this, why not subscribe to my YouTube channel and you'll get updates of my latest videos. Thank you again for watching. Happy painting or card painting. Bye for now.